just made me go, I wonder.
This is a fantastic question.
Wonder.
And I've been wanting to speak about
Excellent. Speak on it.
Lights, camera, let's have some fun. It's time for Just and Hill Plus One.
This is Jus and Philippa Plus One, and how about we check out who is RSVPing in the VIP lounge today? From My Brilliant Career on Netflix, it is the incredible Philippa Northeast. Now, before we cross to Philippa, if you haven't seen the hype yet, this historic Aussie story follows a fierce, independent woman daring to chase her dreams against all odds. And it is based on the iconic novel from 1901 by Australian author Miles Franklin. I caught up with Philippa, who plays the role of Sibylla, where she revealed the mind-blowing number of oysters that she had to eat for one single scene, plus the surreal moment that she held actual personal belongings of author Miles Franklin. Check it out. I feel like we should whisper when we talk today. I don't know why that is. Well, actually, because we're in the State Library of New South Wales. How lucky are we to be here, Philippa? I mean, firstly, I want to start with saying, how fun is Sibylla, and was she as fun to play as she seems on screen?
Exhausting. She was. No, she was. She was incredibly. Is what you see on screen is what was coursing through my body.
You were using every fibre of your being. It was like, I was watching your performance in this show, and it's like your face, the hair was spot on, the eyes, the thinking. I feel like this must have been something where you were like, I have to use every skill I've ever earned as an actor.
This. I think there was, I think she's as much head as she is body.
Yeah.
So I knew going into it would be a very embodied character, and it's a young character, and a young character that wants to taste so much of life. So I think, as you said, it did require every fibre of my being, and now I'm nothing. I'm just a husk. Now I'm a shell.
Just a shell of a human being.
And
because she kind of has this ability to... it's almost like she flicks a switch and she becomes electric, and it's contagious because everyone around her, whether she's dancing or she gets people up. And I think it's funny because we all have friends like that who seem to walk into a room and are able to electrify it. Yeah. Is that kind of what you knew about her going into it, and what you wanted to bring out in her?
Yeah, I think we talked about it a lot we had a month of rehearsals prior, which was a real luxury. Shout out to the producers. Chloe. But we talked a lot about the way in which she was a bit of a fire starter. So she lit fires in her own life, some that cannot be put out and others that got put out very quickly. Some that the wind picked up and took them in the wrong direction. But for other characters in the show, she was like that. She did light fires under them, whether they were comfortable with that or not, but they were changed in some way. And that's what you know of Sibylla in the book as well. So that was important to us to have that.
Bringing a show of this scale, and it is large. There's so many grand things in the series, and I think it's just visually stunning. Was there something when you went on set that really kind of took your breath away, whether it was the beautiful stately homes or the costumes or the properties, or was there something in particular that made you go, oh?
I think every day I had that moment for sure. But when I went to the set of 5 Bob Downs, which is Augusta and Harry's home.
Love Augusta, by the way.
Augusta, Kay Mulvaney, is the queen of the world and the queen of my heart. But when we went to 5 Bob Downs and the greens department. I mean, this show is so lush and so detailed that there was a very big green department who had the sort of phallic, wonderful aloe vera garden that you see at 5 Bob, which is very thematic as well, was all planted by the Greens. It wasn't there. It was all designed. It was all put in, and people live at this estate.
Wow.
So they suddenly had a new garden in their house too. And I think when I saw that, I was struck by just the level of detail that was and thought that was going into
because watching it as a viewer, it almost feels like you've just been transported back to 5 Bob, like as if that's where it was in that moment in time.
I know, that's what I also felt like that every time. I didn't have to do anything because I know acting required. No, but every time I stepped onto set, so 80%, because the world was so vivid, the costumes, the hair, the makeup, everything, I was straight into the period. And then I just had to bring the spirit of Sibylla.
Right.
But in terms of the period and the world of the show, it was all there for me. It was almost like theatre in a way, because I was just living and breathing it.
Can I also say the hair is spot on?
Yeah.
It's just such a part of her. I think whether you're familiar with the book or the film, it's just like, it instantly snaps you into that's exactly, and I imagine, well, I know that that's how, like, when I felt when I was, watching Harry Potter, I was like, well, Hermione's hair was a part of her character, and it's the same with Sibylla. It's it says who she is. She's wild and free, and stuff gets trapped in it all the time.
Oh, totally.
So
but it's also such
a paid actor.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm still bringing that hair around with me. But Jay Castanen, who is the hair and makeup designer, was so particular as well in when her hairstyles changed was a different chapter for Sibylla.
Yes.
Whether her hair was being restrained by others, tamed by around her, and was her spirit was being tamed by others around her, or whether it was out and it was herself and it was free and it was, but also like hair was such a beauty statement at the time, and for Sibylla, she's conscious of also how her aesthetics and what other people think of her and judgment, and hair was, I think,
important.
big part of.
It still is.
It still is. Her hair is looking really nice.
Let's talk about where we are today.
Yes.
I mean, we are here in this incredible library that actually has author Miles Franklin's belongings. Like, it's wild to see the Waratah Cup, the Waratah book. Is this the first time you've seen them, or did you get access to them earlier?
No. This is not the first time. When I first got the role, I thought, how can I get as close to Sibylla as I can?
Yeah.
What is the inspiration? I knew that Miles, when she passed, she had bequeathed her entire estate to the State Library, so it would be here. And I Googled it and realised that if you contacted the library, a librarian could take you through her belongings. So I came and I held her journals and I went through.
I'd be like, bring me the spirit.
I know, that's what I was a bit like, but I was also quite afraid to touch anything because it felt too special.
Oh my goodness.
I even held her little, Miles Franklin's last journal entry, her diary essentially, and in grey lead it had said, returned to bed, and then she passed away. And she'd written it in grey lead because she was too unwell at the time to hold a pen. So to touch that was surreal.
Oh, it's giving me goosebumps.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But that's what she wanted. She wanted people to be able to see her work, touch her work to live on. And obviously she created the Miles Franklin Award, which is our most prestigious literary award. And her legacy lives on.
How great is it as an actor to have access to that source material? I mean, people around the world are going to be wildly jealous of you in your craft to be able to be like, cool, I'm just going to pop down. You don't even need to say, hello, I'm playing Sibylla. You just literally booked in and came and got to.
Yeah, but don't be fooled, because you do need a library card. And I did have to sign up for that. And I am proud to have that card. And it still lives in my wallet.
Library card holder.
Yeah. So there's a bit of hoops and loops to jump through. So be prepared if you want to come in.
Speaking of hoops and loops, there is a scene in the show where Sibylla discovers oysters. And I wanted to ask, are you a fan? How many did you have to eat? Because watching you, I know that she gets so much pleasure out of them, but it just made me go, I wonder.
This is a fantastic question. And I've been wanting to speak about it.
Excellent. Speak on it.
And with Kate Mulvaney, obviously that scene is with the Queen of the World, and who plays Augusta. And this was our first scene that we shot in the entire show. It was at 8 a.m. It was our first foray into the world. We'd not met each other. It was all only in rehearsals, but we'd not met each other on set. And this was there was a lot of sort of anxiety and excitement. And we both. Kate says that I had about 30 oysters.
30?
Yep. 30. 30. She had about 20. And then she had more than that. She was being modest. And then that night we were both texting each other being like, do you feel a bit zingy? Do you feel a bit wild? Are you a bit revved up? Have we had an amazing sort of incredible overdose of zinc and aphrodisiac? So that But luckily, both of us didn't get sick through the entire shoot. So I
Thank
think
goodness.
the superfood, we just really, and the art department kept them on ice, kept them cold, because it was a risk to give your two of your lead actors 50 combined oysters.
Statistically,
Yeah.
I mean, wow,
That's the kind of
I
boldness
just
of
had
the
a
show.
funny feeling. I was like, I feel like there's a story
Yeah.
behind this, but so that's
That was the
brilliant.
first moment.
I'm so impressed with 30. I feel
Yes.
like that's probably a new party trick.
I don't think Kate's eaten an oyster since.
Oh.
She told me that the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's like, off them for
I've
a
had
bit.
enough. I could go back.
Yeah, sure. Actually, it started, I said to you before that I watched this with my mum, which is like so wonderful. And we were talking about all the great times we've eaten oysters. And it's like, we had them Kilpatrick and we had them this and that.
They're
and
such
so,
a special treat.
They
So actually,
are.
when I was getting them for the show, when we were eating them, I did think, this is a treat.
Yeah.
You were getting your
Yeah.
money's worth,
You were
girl.
getting treated
have-
well.
Keep eating because that's $6 a pop. Keep going.
They're spending all that Netflix money.
Yeah, that's where the budget went.
Slight spoiler warning for people. I do want to talk about the addition of Uncle Julius's story, which really hit me in the heart. We see, he's obviously in the book and in the original film, and it expands a little bit on his story with him concealing his sexuality. And I feel like so many people who are queer or who have known people who are queer would really resonate with that story, because you do at times really confide in a lot of people and it feels dangerous to tell people when you're not out. And I just think Sibylla had the best intentions of how she was going to preserve that and keep it for him, and does, obviously. I just, what was it like approaching those scenes, knowing that people around the world will watch that episode and really resonate with what's going on there?
Yeah. I think Al England, who plays Julius, who I saw yesterday and we were talking about this, does such a sensitive, beautiful portrayal of a gay man in the 19th century, and exactly what you said, the danger that is inherent for someone that's gay in that period. And then obviously we know that that danger it comes in different ways, in different levels, still to this day.
Totally.
But at that time was incredibly dangerous. And I think Al's so sensitive and had done so much research and deep thinking into that character, that when it came to shooting the scenes, he was just ready.
Yeah.
So I could just step in and be with him in that moment. And Liz Doran, who's written the scripts, had handled that storyline so beautifully that as long as I was honouring her words on the page, we knew that we were going to hopefully honour that that storyline. And it is a really beautiful part of our
really
show.
is.
And it also speaks, I think, a lot to that Sibylla is a young person and that she is learning her way in the world.
Totally.
And she does not know everything yet, and she does not understand other ways
It's
of being
so foreign
yet.
to her. It's like she's never come across it in her life. And so she's kind of like, how do I handle this? But she handles it with such grace and such maturity.
I think she handles it with love.
Yeah.
She loves Julius.
Yeah,
and
she
at the end of the
does.
day,
She just wants to protect
she
him.
wants him
Yeah.
to be protected. She wants him to be happy. He loves her. And the story is through the lens of love.
Yes.
So.
Well, I can tell you, as a queer person, as a viewer, it was handled with just care and attention and love, and it was just absolutely beautiful to see, as is the rest of this show. And I think globally people are going to love this. Locally in Australia, people are going to love it. And you did a wonderful job portraying this character, and wildly proud of you. I just think people are going to love it, and I can't wait for them to see it. And thank you so much for spending today with me here in this magical
It makes
place.
me emotional. Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
I'm so touched, and
You're
I'm
welcome.
so excited for people to see this story.
So just cannot wait.
Oh, I still can't get over how many oysters she had to eat. That is some serious dedication going on there.
Now, that is it for this episode of Just and Hill Plus One. I have to give a big thank you to Philippa for being my plus one today. Love chatting to her about this role. Make sure you check out My Brilliant Career. It is streaming now on Netflix. Now, if you want a front row seat to the biggest names in the business and all of that red carpet action that you just will not get anywhere else, make sure you get your permanent VIP pass by subscribing and following so you never miss an episode. Why don't you drop me a review? Let me know in the comments who you think my next plus one should be. And until next time, stay gorgeous. And remember, your name is always on the guest list.